Hey, I'm Pavan. This is something I built called the Deal Intelligence Agent. It's a sales assistant, but the whole point of it is that it doesn't forget. Every sales call gets stored as a structured experience. What objection came up, what tactic the rep tried, whether it actually worked, and instead of just summarizing today's conversation, it reasons over everything that's happened across every deal to figure out what a rep should do next. Under the hood, it's Grok doing the language stuff, and Hindsight doing the memory. And the rule I held myself to the whole way through. Every number on these screens, evidence counts, win rates, confidence, is real count over the data. Never an LLM guessing. Let me show you what that actually looks like. So here's the problem I kept running into. This page is called compare. Same question, asked two ways. On the left, a completely blank state LLM. No deal context, nothing. Watch what it says. Acknowledge the concern, reiterate value, offer flexibility. That's the advice you'd get from any generic AI bolted onto a CRM. It doesn't know that this is Bellcrest. It doesn't know this deal already stalled once on a discount task, and it has no way to tell me if that advice has ever actually worked. It's a guess wearing a confident tone. That's an agent without memory. Now, take a look at the right hand side. Same question, same deal, but this one's grounded in Bellcrest's actual memory bank. It names one specific tactic, and right above it, there's a receipt. Evidence count, how many times that exact tactic worked versus failed, a confidence label. That's not the model being more articulate. It's a completely different code path. This gap, left versus right, is basically the whole thesis of the project. If you want to see the actual mechanics, this is the memory inspector. Stage 1. The query hits one specific bank, for example deal 002, because every deal gets its own isolated memory in hindsight. Stage 2 is the raw recall, and these aren't vague blobs of text. Each result is tagged. Objection type, tactic category, whether it worked. That's recall straight out of hindsight client. Stage 3 is reflect reasoning over those results, and stage 4 is the tactic engine. It turns it into an actual recommendation with real numbers attached. Yeah, so this is my favorite part because this is not a claim, it's happening on screen. This is the autopsy for Bellcrest, a deal we lost when procurement stalled on a discount task. I click generate and retain lesson. Yeah, that one click calls retain and writes a brand new experience into memory, tagged lesson learned. And the memory it's written, the page turns around and calls recall again, live, no catch. With a fresh question, a future rep in this exact situation might ask. And there it is, the lesson I just wrote, coming back on the recall results. That's retain and recall, back to back in real time. That's the loop actually closing, not just described in a readme. And this is where it all adds up. Playbook looks across every deal's memory and splits the timeline, older experiences versus recent ones, and asks, did the best move for this objection actually change? Before, this tactic was winning, and more deals closed. Look. A different tactic is winning now, with more evidence behind it and a higher confidence label. Nobody handwrote this. It's recomputed every time the page loads, straight off whatever's sitting in data deals. That's the whole point. This agent's advice isn't fixed. It's moved as the evidence moves. Honestly, the thing that surprised me most was in hindsight itself. It was how much the discipline it forced on everything else. The second there was real memory sitting behind the agent, I couldn't let the LLM free associate a recommendation anymore because there was no ground truth to check it against. So Tactic Engine ended up being this completely separate, boring, deterministic module that just counts things, successes, failures, and evidence. And the LLM's only job became narrating those counts, never inventing them. Memory didn't just make the agent smarter, it made me be honest about what it actually knew versus what it was making up. Thanks for watching.